Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? You can hear me okay? Sorry. I hope you can hear me okay. I've got my volume on. Okay. How you going, Fred? How you going, Simone? How you going, CIA? Beckham, USA. Carl, how you going? MJ, how you going? Keck, how you going? I am Kai, how you going? There's a lot going on, right? I missed yesterday because of the noise here. I really wanted to do a video yesterday. But I'm just going to read you a couple of things first from my my YouTube subs, people I'm sub to, sorry. Jack Smith's case is falling apart against Trump. Comer demands unredacted Biden docs from National Archives. Joe Bayer desperately copes over disastrous Biden polls. She's trying her hardest to cope with it. Your voice works. Oh, Liberty Safes. Okay. Liberty Safes have done a Bud Light. Okay. Well, worse actually. They've given passcodes to the FBI for people's safes. And I believe that's where you put your weapons. Okay. What else have we got in here? There's a few things. Oh, Bill Gates buys Bud Light. Time for boycotts again, guys, really. Double down on the boycott for Bud Light because Bill Gates just bought it. Okay, what have we got? Ron DeSantis stood up and exploded on woke troll, blaming him for black people. Doing what? Blame for... Oh, hang on, come here. Where are you? Oh, black people killed in mass... You know, Biden polls collapse, a new Trump removal lawsuit, Hunter indictment soon. Okay, what else have we got in here? There's a bit. Why have people not heard about this 22 times suspected serial killer who will avoid the death penalty of old people? Remember back in 2016, 17? A lot of elderly people were being taken out. Well, there's a serial killer going around doing it, and he got about 17 months or maybe less and got out. Eric Adam goes off on illegal immigrants destroying New York City. What, weren't they a sanctuary city? Hunter Biden to be indicted September 29th. What else have we got? Democrats file new lawsuit to remove Trump. We just went over that. Okay, let's get into Obama and other stuff. How's that sound? Hey, damn it, Mandy. Hey, Sherry. How you going? Keck Rangel, how you going? Okay, let's go over to here. Get my bookmarks up first before I switch you over. Okay. Some other stuff first. N2, okay, a whole lot of dots said, two Black Hawks and one Bell 429NG331G helicopters over Boston Harbour tonight for some sort of military training exercise. Second video shows one of 3 extractions from Fort Point Channel Seaport area after being dropped off half an hour-ish before, flew down Charles after. I just wanted to put this in here so that you guys are aware, okay? You know what happens when they do training exercises? They're not always training exercises. Okay, Brendan Dilley said the chances of Obama not smoking crack with Hunter Biden just dropped to 0. Remember the White House? Whose stuff was in there? But yeah, the chances of Obama, because he's been outed. Garbage Humans said, it's ma'am version 2.0 just dropped. Oh no, not another one of these. Okay, let's have a little listen.
My daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be in there. You understand me? You are a man. You are created as a man. You are a man. Start acting like a man. Act like a man. Act like a man. You're a man. People act like one. What happened? Why? Why are you acting this way? I'm a man, so are you.
No, I'm not.
Then what are you?
I was born intersex, dude. If you don't know what that is. I was born with both.
Sir, you're going to have a problem if you keep going into women's bathrooms. Somebody's going to do something to you. I'm just telling you the truth.
I've been this for years. You want to do something? Look outside.
Yeah, my daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be.
Oh, that's telling him. We've got another one here. These people need some sort of... Make asylums great again. That's what I think. Trumplicans2024.com said, do I believe that Obama could be gay? I wonder why. What is this? What is going on here? We've seen this before. I know most of you have. I'm just showing it for anyone who hasn't seen it before. Brick Suit said, what do Liberty Safes and Barack Obama have in common? 2 things that have backdoor access codes. Whoops. Oh dear. Oh, Obama. Red said, Barack Obama visited the White House June the 27th, 2023, okay? The coke was found in the White House on July the 2nd, 2023. Tucker Carlson does an interview with Larry Sinclair on September the 6th, 2023, where Sinclair says he allegedly did coke with Barack Obama. Take that as you will. Seems like a coincidence. We'll never know the truth. I think we will know the truth. I think that's spilling out now. It's not looking good for him. Okay, so Obama, the Trumpetarian, yep. So Obama wasn't born in the USA and therefore was ineligible to have been president, allegedly. As DT said, Barry pulled off the greatest con in the history of American politics, and now Larry Sinclair has bravely come forward to Tucker to confirm that Obama is gay, which most of us already suspected. Just look at his husband, Big Mike. Obama's entire life is being revealed to have been a big lie. It's all unravelling for him. Now the only question is what really happened to his chef, and is this one of his gay lovers too? It's a question that deserves an answer. Check him out. Very strange indeedy. Joni Job replied to in The Matrix and Tucker Carlson, Beau Biden was the DA. That is why Obama and Joe owe each other to keep each other's secrets. A.G. Biden's successor and Senator Biden a spot on the ticket as VP replacing Clinton. There's no doubt in my mind that Beau did it for Joe and Obama, Larry Sinclair told QMN this week. He took Barack Obama and Larry Sinclair Coke, Sex, Lies and Murder was published in 2009. I remember seeing this guy years ago, okay? This guy who gave the interview. I remember seeing him years ago saying the same thing. In November and December 2007, there were three gay men were murdered. Their names were Larry Bland, Nate Spencer and Donald Young. They were shot execution style with bullets to the back of the head. They had in common openly gay African American living in Chicago. They also went to the same church, Reverend Jeremiah Wright's Trinity United Church of Christ, where Donald Young, 47, had been the choir master for 2 decades. Young was killed 2 days before Christmas 2007. A few days before that, he phoned Larry Sinclair, a gay white man who had never met on a cell phone number that very few people knew. As Sinclair later reported in a deposition to Chicago police, Young gave Larry Sinclair a terrifying warning that Bland and Spencer were killed and he himself could be next, and warned Sinclair that he could be in the kill list too. But he also probed him to find out who he had talked to, who else knew what Sinclair knew. Larry Sinclair's fateful deed to merit imminent execution in 1999 on 2 occasions, November the 6th and 7th, he consumed narcotics, had relations with the state senator for Illinois' 13th district, the first time in the back of a limousine and the second time in a hotel room, and with the drugs were furnished by the elected official. To be precise and describe it in the most accurate image, in the back of the limo, Sinclair performed oral on the state senator whose head was tilted back smoking crack pipe, which is apparently Obama. 2 weeks after the ominous phone call from Young in January 2008, Barack Obama had won the Democratic Party's Iowa caucus. Sinclair, afraid for his life but still wanting to make a point, posted a 2-minute confession on YouTube, which in the original version had been seen nearly 1 million times. I was one of the people who saw it. He didn't want to blackmail the candidate, but just have him admit it. Not the consensual, albeit extramarital romp, but the drug use. Contrary to what Obama said in his campaign, he had experimented with drugs as a student. Sinclair wanted him to admit he used drugs recreationally still. He just thought it was hypocritical. The big media that covered the event decided his unsubstantiated claims would not merit repeating in print, so they used the column inches to harp on the messenger's admittedly checkered past, which included petty crimes and jail time. But in his favour, Sinclair is quite eloquent and comes off as quite honest. Of course, he mentioned his own past history, so it couldn't be thrown against him. Indeed, his probation had already been over for 8 years, and the obvious point that, unlike a blackmailer, he personally had nothing to gain from the revelation. But how it all went down, fortunately for Sinclair, was that he had arrived early and kicked it off early, giving him a full hour to make his presentation and answer questions. Why the timing was so fortuitous, was because immediately after the event, Sinclair was arrested. Apparently the plan had actually been to preempt him by making the arrest before the press conference could begin, to generate the kind of headline the DNC would have preferred, Obama accuser arrested before his own press conference. And this is how Joe Biden's boy Beau jumped into action for his old man, leveraging the office of the Delaware Attorney General to try and destroy a man while getting his father onto the ticket as VP. The Delaware AG invented a crime, passing fraudulent money orders for which Sinclair would ultimately have receipt, proving everything was legitimate. The Delaware AG's office created a bogus grand jury indictment. With that pretext, the Delaware's AG's office called for the Washington, D.C. police to detain and arrest Sinclair. While in custody, police deprived Sinclair of his medications, wouldn't give him a phone call, and then they also managed to lose him so counsel could not find him. He was extradited to Delaware. Meanwhile, in a whole of government approach that would make many swamp creature proud, this cabal got Social Security Administration via letters dated 2 days before the press conference to cancel all of his benefits for breaking conditions of his parole. His parole was long over at that time. In February, i.e., shortly after he uploaded his YouTube video. The second letter also said he was liable for benefits sent, since then he would need to repay them. Back in Delaware, the AG's office would not provide the evidence of a crime to his counsel, while they kneeled on Sinclair to accept a plea for a misdemeanor, which they said would blow up to years in jail if he refused. Ultimately, they were hoping to lock him up forever, or getting to admit guilt to be able to label Sinclair a career criminal to destroy his credibility or make it impossible for him to continue in the public eye. A hearing was called for on September 11th, 2008. So there you go, there's a bit of information. Twin Tower City said the big Mike Obama collection. When Michelle, number 2, Michael and I, number 3, Michelle's transgender Joan Rivers, RIP, 4, Big Swing and Mike times 3, 5, AI facial recognition male, 6, all this for a damn flag. Are you ready for this one?
You've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried.
Michael and I also want to acknowledge...
The first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a trans...
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh, what was that? Watch closely. There's something in there. This one.
Hey, when it's all said and done, I'ma need for free.
Okay, I've got to take the music out now. But you can see there's something moving around in there. Come on, you can see it. Then this
recognition are related. For instance, the gender shade study showed that some of the famous female black celebrities were mistaken as male, right? Like Michelle Obama.
Got to read her lips. Come on. Don't do this to me. Oh, what happened there? Sorry, guys. I was trying to click on the... Dear me. I don't know about Twitter. It's doing the... Oh, sorry, X. It's doing all this weird stuff. Okay. The last one. Okay, let me just... See, this thing's in the way, and then if it goes down here, it goes to all these things.
Michael and I...
Hang on. Why did the USSS codename Hussein Renegade? A person who deserts and betrays an organisation, country or set of principles. Who does the USSS currently protect? I'll turn the volume down while we show this. You had to read her lips. She said all this for a damn flag. Okay. Dom Lecrae said, how can you not like President Obama? There's a few of these too. Quite a few. Dom Lecrae said, with all these rumours going on about President Obama, we have to remember that he never signed an executive order against the trafficking of children. Is he sniffing her? It looks like he is. Another Joe Biden. Oh dear, we've got sniffers all over the place. See, I can't even... And Dom Lecrae again said, developing. Michelle Obama travelled to Mallorca, Spain to spend time with her close friends, Jamie Costas and his husband Michael Smith today without President Obama. What's the bet someone's running away? Trying to get out of the limelight, which I've already done the Joan Rivers thing. I'll like that anyway, if I can. George Papadopoulos said, first Obama's chef dies under incredibly mysterious circumstances, and tonight a man who claims to have had a relationship with Obama while he was senator will be interviewed in front of millions of viewers on Tucker Carlson. Not good for Michelle's potential run. Is that why she's actually running away? Okay, and Tucker Carlson has released it. Episode 22, Larry Sinclair said he had a night of crack cocaine, fueled sex with Barack Obama, and then Obama came back for more the next day. Assess for yourself. Here is the interview. Just play a tiny bit.
In 2004, the summer of 2004, Barack Obama gave the keynote address at the Democratic Convention in Boston. And when he walked to the podium, probably only a small percentage of people in the room knew how to pronounce his name.
Okay, let's just see if we can... Oh, okay. Get a little bit of this guy, hang on.
Basically my godson.
Okay.
I had hired a limousine service.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you live in Chicago then?
No, no. I was actually living in Colorado. I had flown in the night before.
Okay.
So I had hired a limousine service, had made the driver aware that if Lee couldn't leave the base, because once they graduate, some of them actually get their assignments and they're shipping out and they can't leave.
What I'm going to have to do is, because this goes for 41 minutes, 48 seconds, I will have to retweet this. And even if you're not on Twitter, you can click on the links down below, the Hev123 Truthseeker one, and you'll find this to watch the whole thing. I'll try and find clips in the next few days, because I'm sure people will post clips of certain things, because through this 41 minutes and 48 seconds, it will take me forever to sit here and find key bits of information. Philip Schweiler said Barack Obama before the CIA changed his birthplace to Hawaii. To give you some idea of how long and how severely our intel agencies and media have been lying to us, issued June the 27th, 2004, Kenyan-born Obama all set for US Senate. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. It's not allowed in the US, is it, to have someone from another country as president? Matt XRP Patriot said undeniable proof. They're spraying our skies. There's a document form maintained by the US Department of Commerce, NOAA, specifically for weather modification activities. Looking outside right now. It's possible we might get snow today. I don't think so, but that's what they've predicted. And yesterday was 23 degrees Celsius. It was beautiful yesterday. It's freezing now. An entire application for private entities to submit to the government detailing their weather modification plans. Because I hope you know that companies do this. Okay, there's in either New Mexico or Mexico, was it Volkswagen? They have got hail cannons. And when they're due to have a hailstorm, they shoot these things up, which disperses the hail, because that's where all their new cars are. Just to not get hail damage on new cars. Why not put them in a building? I don't know. Anyway. This one in particular states the intention to deploy sulfur dioxide, calcium carbonate and other proprietary compounds into the stratosphere to offset global warming, which isn't even happening, with an indicated target area of all of Earth. The project is cooling Earth. Please don't do it anymore. Reduce average global temperature, make sunsets incorporated. What? Luke Eisman, or Luke Eisman, I don't know, founder. Amiens Way. Location, all of Earth. We are deploying sulfur dioxide, calcium carbonate and or other proprietary compounds, which they don't even mention, into the stratosphere to offset global warming. Our deployment will occur via balloons and or other aircraft. Deployment rates will vary, peaking at no more than 100 megatons in a total year. Initial flights will occur with as little as 1 milligram per flight. Name, Luke, what's his name? Treme? I don't know. Luke Eisman. There you go. How the hell did I get Treme when it's Eisman? Okay. Well, there you go. So you don't just have governments doing this, or you have private corporations are doing this. Believe me. Maverick X said they lied about everything, even things people have not looked into yet, like radium and uranium. There is nothing that they didn't lie about and try and hide. Okay, let's have a listen. This guy's actually pretty good. So I'm going to let him say it.
Health boss, they lied. They lied about tobacco. They lied about opioids. They lied about sugar. They lied about cereals. They lied about proper supplementation. They lied about laundry detergents. They lied about fluoride in your toothpaste. They lied about the mercury in your fillings. They lied about eggs. They lied about antibiotics destroying your gut flora. They lied about medications. They lied about natural remedies. They lie about pollution. They lie about our drinking water. They lie when they emphasize vitamins instead of minerals. They lie about natural disasters. They lie about fires. They lie about mental health. They lie about global warming. They lie about healthcare. Lies, all lies. Time to read between the lines. Time to wake up. Time to stop the lies.
And I agree. And more. And he knows that after New York City agreed to pay at least $35 million to 2020 BLM Antifa riot suspects, the NYPD will agree to new reforms and settlement where they will send fewer officers to protests and direct actions. Of course, getting ready for the next selection. Just in time. So that if people protest and start like setting fiery but mostly peaceful protests, the police aren't going to, well, they send fewer officers. What exactly does that mean? None? That's what I think. Jamie McIntyre said, is Albo another Biden? Possibly the worst Prime Minister to date. You know, the Western regime is close to collapse when they have to install such total muppets with no idea. Who voted for this clown again? That's right, even with Soros vote rigging, only 3 out of 10 Australians. Such a democracy. Australia's sorry, but Albo is a lying loser PM, an embarrassment to Australia. And Ruksha Fernando said Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's called Australians that want more details about the voice QAnon. We know that, but I thought this bore talking about, you know? He's an idiot, for God's sake. We've got lunatics running the asylum. Sky News Australia, which I don't really... A Sydney council has voted against an Aboriginal land claim request for a waterfront block with an affluent harbourside suburb. Okay, in an affluent harbourside suburb. So they voted against an Aboriginal land claim. These rich harbourside people, believed to be worth at least $100 million. They don't want to give it up. They're all for it when it's you giving it up, but when they have to give it up, no, it's a different kettle of fish. Rukshan Fernando said, from what I'm gathering from looking into this Yes campaign, John Farnham ad, it appears more and more likely the ABC has breached its charter by licensing its content for political advertising and messaging. The alternative is that the advertising agency used unlicensed footage without the ABC's knowledge. My sources on this tell me the footage appears to be licensed through the ABC, which they're not allowed to do. Either way, ABC News and ABC Media Watch should be able to clear all this up. Because the rules, can ABC content be used in political advertising and political messaging? To preserve and protect the ABC's independence and integrity, of which they have none anymore, the ABC does not permit any of its content, logos, intellectual property to be reproduced for political purposes. This includes all content and intellectual property which the ABC broadcasts on radio or television or publishes online. So there you go. They're useless anyway, the ABC. They become like Labor's voice. Another voice. Laura Loomis said this is probably why we have been force-fed LGBTQ propaganda ever since Obama was president. Is he about to come out of the closet? R.I.P. Joan Rivers, you absolute queen. And again, there's the Tucker Carlson interview. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said things are about to get real. I believe so. When we're hearing stuff like this start to come out, things are about to get real. Pauline Hanson said, Australians be warned, the Albanese government is selling out your land. The Labor government has implemented rules to use taxpayer dollars to support native title claim legal costs. Oh, by the way, person across the road has a yes sign out the front. It's a pity I didn't sign up to put a no sign in front of mine and start neighbour wars. It's already bent. I don't know if someone's done it. I mean, I felt like running out there and crossing off the yes and writing a big no in black, but I'm not going to do anything. I don't want to cause trouble with people, but hold that thought. Anyway, however, if you're an everyday Aussie and your local area suddenly falls under a native title claim, the government has stripped away all funding. If your community comes up against a native title claim, you'll be forced to fund the legal costs yourself, while those who make the claim get funded by Anthony Albanese with your taxpayers' dollars. How disgusting, how shameful. I asked the government about this in question time, and I think you'll find their lack of answer equally disgusting and shameful. I won't play the whole 6 minutes, but look, the Blue Mountains is native land where I live, so God knows what's going to happen.
Portfolio to support organisations pursuing native title claims. But as to the specifics, I would have to come back to Senator Hanson on that, and I'll see if there's anything I can provide.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Hanson, first supplementary.
Gallagher, I will help you out there. In the 2022-23 financial year, the Attorney-General's Department abolished the native title respondent scheme that provided a piddly $7.1 million, while self-indulgent claimants received almost $71 million to pursue already debt-ridden councils. Why did the Albanese government all but abolish the funding for one and not the other?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. The time has expired. Minister Gallagher.
I'm happy to come back with some information on that. It doesn't actually fall under the portfolio of the Minister for Indigenous Affairs, who I'm representing. That is, as I alluded to in my first answer, a matter for the Attorney-General, for those laughing opposite. And so, you know, I'm not in a position, as I'm not repping that portfolio in this place. I'm happy, and I think this was covered at estimates to some degree. Whether there's any further information I can provide the chair.
It wasn't me. That's what I hear. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Blame someone else. It wasn't me.
Chamber, I will ask that the Attorney do it, perhaps through Minister Watt.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Hanson, second supplementary.
Well, you might be able to answer this one. 50% of Australia is already under native title, with a further 10% awaiting determination. Minister, at what point will these native title claims end?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister Gallagher.
They won't.
Yeah. Well, there are processes and laws in this country that presumably will be followed, unless they...
Eventually 100% of your land will be gone. That's what she's going to... I swear to God, these people. They can't answer a question anyway, so there's no point. I mean, Pauline Hanson asks really good questions. You'd think they could come up with something. V Darkness Falls said Obama chose specific names for his bought and paid daughters, Marley and Natasha, for his fake family. Spell them backwards. A Lamb and A Satan. What? There's purposeful anagrams hidden in there. Allah for the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist cells created by John Brennan and the CIA. I am Satan is left in lowercase. A satanic cult of cannibalistic pedos is deeply embedded in our government to destroy the nation from within. This truly is a battle of good versus evil. Once you understand that, it isn't hard to pick a side. And V Darkness Falls said, are Barack Obama's children even his, or did he rent them from his campaign chairman? Chairman of the Obama Foundation, Martin Nesbitt, sure looks like Malia and Natasha Obama. He sits on the board of directors of publicly traded companies like Centrepoint Energy, Norfolk Southern Railroad Corporation, and American Airlines Group. He was on the board of the Chicago Housing Authority, which I believe Big Mike was part of. Martin Nesbitt, close personal friend of Obama, and was also the campaign treasurer during Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. Imagine if a foreign asset infiltrated our highest level of government as president with his fake birth certificate and fake transgender wife and created a fake family to destroy the nation from within. This girl here looks awfully like this man here, and this young girl here looks awfully like the mother. Seriously. She looks like him so much, especially around the mouth and the nose. And this little one here looks awfully like this lady here. They're not even his children. Okay, so we got that. Oh, am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on the... Okay, got to the right place. Josephine Cashman said this is an example of propaganda designed to divide Australians, to inflame tension to hide the truth. Fake claim of facts. Elders begged Dutton and the LNP ALP Uni Party in Canberra to deal with more than a third, or 37%, or 300,000 fake claimers. Instead of addressing it, they went after us to silence our voice. So 300,000 fake people, people claiming Aboriginality. They need government and billionaire created and made for purpose fake claimers to bully to silence Aboriginal people, to steal their voice, to rob Australia. They are stealing Aboriginal people's voice to get control over the UN communal land that will cover 80% of Australia by 2030, to hand it over to their 0.001% handlers to asset strip our vast natural resources, while all Australians are rounded up into dystopian ghetto archipelago UN smart cities. The fake claimers believe themselves to be in line for huge rewards, they're useful idiots, but are the first in line to be eliminated. Like in past regimes, know your history, expose the traitors. And what is this? Exclusive. 40,000 Aboriginal land claims in New South Wales. And believe me, where I am, I call it, oh, I can't remember what they call it. Some land, you know. I don't know. It's the Blue Mountains to me. Polybard said, desperate and sad. Tessie G said, what's New York City got to do with the Yes campaign here in Australia? What has New York City got to do with the Yes campaign here in Australia? They're organising a walk over the Brooklyn Bridge on the 16th of September. What the hell is going on? Are they voting from there too? Gav Harris said, walk for Yes supporting Indigenous Australia's bid for recognition and a voice to Parliament is occurring in New York City on the 16th of September. Participants are asked to meet City Hall Park, Manhattan at 2 p.m. sharp to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. If you're anywhere near the Brooklyn Bridge, can you walk across with a no sign? Oh, if they're going to do it in New York, like, let's get both sides happening. What is going on here? It's like America interfering with US, which is, they do, Australia, sorry, interfering with the US, which they have done. In fact, the whole fake dossier was started by someone called Alexander Downer. He is a politician in Australia. See the tangled webs they weave? Colin Rugg said new America's top gun safe manufacturer, Liberty Safe, gave the FBI an access code to a safe owned by someone who was present at the J6 protest. We have officially found the Bud Light of gun safes. Enjoy going out of business, Liberty Safe, Inc. The situation gets even worse. On August the 30th, 2023, the FBI raided the owner of the safe, Arkansas man Nathan Hughes, who's a friend of the Hodge twins. Not only did they access his safe, but the FBI also allegedly turned off his security cameras and held his girlfriend at gunpoint. In a statement, Liberty Safe confirmed they gave the FBI Hughes code. Liberty Safe was contacted by the FBI requesting the access code to the safe of an individual for whom they had a warrant to search their property. Liberty Safe is devoted to protecting the personal property and Second Amendment rights of our customers. Really? It's very shameful. Let's see what we can get out of this. Let's see what we can see out of this stuff here. They're out of control, these 3-letter agencies. Don't worry, our Australian agencies are no better. Are they electric vehicles? They sound very quiet. They've got no oomph to them. Anyway, okay, it just shows cars driving in. Trying to do it this way so I don't go back and go out of the bookmarks. Pauline Hanson said, I cannot let the deceit and arrogance of the divisive Yes campaign for the Voice to Parliament referendum go unchallenged. This behaviour was on full display yesterday with Noel Pearson's disgusting rant on a stream hosted by the Australian newspaper, who's supposed to be more right-wing. Pearson dismissed the uncounted Australian families struggling with Labor's costs of living crisis. He likened the referendum to Halley's Comet of all things, saying it had no respect for inflation. He's effectively saying the stuff the Australian people going hungry and homeless because giving Pearson racially exclusive power in the Constitution is far more important. He said Indigenous people in remote communities were also struggling, but didn't say why. I'll tell you why they're struggling, because the elites and activists of the Aboriginal industry like Pearson are responsible for it. They are responsible for entrenching disadvantage so their taxpayer gravy train can keep going. This sounds like what the Democrats do to Chicago in the US. What Australians are really being asked at this referendum is to enshrine this corrupt gravy train in the Constitution so it can never be removed. Billions of dollars per year for decades, with the gaps as wide as ever, and Indigenous Australians still languishing in poverty and violence in the economic dead ends that are remote communities. The Voice will not be the different approach that will close the gaps. It will be more of the same failure and corruption stuck in the Constitution for all time. Pearson repeated the claim that race power in the Constitution could discriminate against Aboriginal people. I'd like to see an example of that today. If anything, it discriminates against non-Indigenous people. It enables laws supporting native title for one, as well as the many billions of dollars flowing uselessly to close the gaps. With breathtaking irony, Pearson said race was an outdated concept. Why are they trying to include it in the Constitution then? Section 51, Part 26 permits this Parliament to make special laws for members of a race for whom it is deemed necessary. Pearson said that with this power, it's only right to talk to Indigenous Australians. He's not wrong, except for decades now, that's precisely what has happened, and Pearson has been heavily involved in this process along with other Voice campaigners. The failure to close the gaps lies at his feet, those of his fellow elites, and the thousands of Indigenous corporations, charities and land councils preying on the Australian taxpayer. More importantly, the race power could just be repealed. The Parliament would then not have the power to make special laws based on race laws, which Pearson said could be discriminatory and which Marsha Langdon said could harm Indigenous people. I'm supremely confident a referendum to get rid of the race power would enjoy as much support as the 1967 referendum. Equal laws for all and special laws for none. Equal rights for all and special rights for none. That would be true equality for all Australians and would eliminate a constitutional power based on a concept Pearson said was outdated. At the same referendum, we should also repeal Section 25, a dead letter giving this Parliament the power to disqualify races from voting. It's offensive and should not be in the Constitution. Enough is enough. They put it in there, okay? They put all these extra sections in our Constitution. We have an original one, and then we have an altered one. If you get I think it's the 1901 Constitution, is the real one. Anything after that has been fiddled with. Enough is enough. This is not the 19th century, and Australia is no longer a bunch of British colonies in which Indigenous people were treated so poorly. This is the 21st century in which Australia is a modern nation which is completely inclusive of Indigenous people. The development of this nation has brought wealth, technology, institutions, democracy and civilisation to Indigenous Australians who were a Stone Age culture in 1788. Most Indigenous people have embraced this modern society and enjoy the same empowerment, agency and prosperity that comes with it. Pearson is one of them. So are the elite extremists like Megan Davis, Thomas Mayo and Marsha Langton. Marsha Langton has promised no more welcomes to country if the Australian people reject the voice. I can't think of a better reason to vote no except for one. We're all human, all Australian, and we must be united rather than forever divided by race. And I agree with that, and that's pretty much what she said, so I won't do the video because that's what she just said. Melinda Richards said before referendum day, here are a few questions that should be answered by the Australian Prime Minister. Do Aboriginal people currently not have a voice in Australia? Are they represented in Parliament? 13 times. Are they singled out in the federal budget? Are the myriad of government departments and public servants working directly and indirectly with Aboriginal communities effective? What was that? Oh, thank you, Michelle. God love you. Sorry, I hadn't heard it for so long. I forgot. I was trying to look for it going, what is that? Oh, God love you. Yeah, working directly and indirectly with Aboriginal communities effective, is it? All the government departments and public service, is it effective? Do they currently receive benefits in Australia that others do not? They do. They get paid more by Social Security, Centrelink, whatever you want to call it. They get paid more. They get lower interest rates on bank loans. There's a lot that they get, believe me, that other Australians just don't get. And then they were doing it with immigrants too. They were giving immigrants like a house, money for furniture, a car. No other Australian gets that. Jack Straw said, reminder, Executive Order 13848 imposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference in the United States election. September the 12th, 2018, all property owned in US by foreign people or countries who interfered with selections will now become a Republic asset, so they can take it off them. Do it. Come on, Trump. Do it. Do it. Do it. Shadow of Ezra said Barack Obama flew in $65,000 worth of hot dog and pizza for a private White House party using clandestine channels. We also know, thanks to WikiLeaks emails, that the FBI has identified hot dogs and pizza as pedophile code words. Tucker Carlson needs to do an interview about this topic. This was the email from Fred Burton to Don Kai Kendall, CC Arik Eisenstein, Daryl O'Connor, Susan Copeland. Subject, get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of the taxpayers' money flying in pizza/dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we're using the same channels? And there was more on this a few years ago. I remember reading more, but there you go. Yes, please interview him. We need, actually, I think this is going to drag. Oh, okay. Biden, Hunter, Obama, when it all goes through and people start getting, you're going to have Assange have to speak in court he's going to be extradited to the US to speak. We need that to happen. Laura Loomis said, why did police in Pensacola have to contact Border Patrol and the FBI when they came into contact with violent criminal Nazi domestic terrorists, Kent Boneface McClellan? Why would they let a known member of a terrorist organisation walk freely in this country? Listen to the tape. Why would someone who's listed as a known terrorist be allowed to walk the streets after being confronted by law enforcement? Who is protecting a known member of a terrorist organisation, and how did a known member of a terrorist org get a visa to go to Ukraine to fight alongside the Nazis in Azov Battalion? Okay, let's have a little looky here.
Alright, well, that's case solved.
So we think that's his real name?
I'm looking up. I put in Kent. I played with Kent and nothing came up when I looked it up the first time. I haven't tried the second time. Have you ever been in trouble in Escambia County before?
No, sir, not.
Ordered a plane and What we got said? I'm Lady Black.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
You know your driver's license number?
No, sir, not.
Spell your last name.
MC.
First name? Middle name?
Ryan, sir.
Birthday?
April 22nd, 1990.
Of what?
April 22nd, 1990.
Yeah. It's him. That's different. What was the other thing that popped up? Terrorist organization number.
Sure.
Never seen that one before. It says a contact the screening center.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it either.
Arms, dangerous, violence, indices. It's definitely him. You got Border Patrol phone number on this.
What's that?
You got Border Patrol phone number on this.
Really?
Are you from Ukraine?
Let's get back a little bit, sir.
It says to contact the FBI. We're in Canada.
It said contact the FBI and the border control.
Well, that escalated from a.
We're going to be calling
Technically,
Border Patrol. We're going to call
FBI. Technically.
There you go. Someone's protecting this person. Sorry, we have the garbage collection today, so you'll hear a truck go past. KM, with a little C in there. The PM's list of don't knows or hasn't read is getting a tad long. It makes you wonder what he actually does know. Obviously, not a lot. And it now appears he's doing his level best to throw the Minister for Qantas, Catherine King, well and truly under the bus, then proceed to reverse over her just to be sure with his constant denies over the Qatar Airlines decision. Which leads me to the second metamorphosis for the day in announcing the PM's graduation from the Daniel Andrews School of Porky Pies. Porkies means lies. Porky Pies. I don't know why they extend it. Lies is quicker to say, but Australians sometimes say porky pies. You're telling porky pies, which means you're telling lies. Or porkies for short. I know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing. I wasn't involved. The decision had nothing to do with me. She did it. So he's blaming. He's throwing someone under the bus, Catherine King. Just so he doesn't get the blame for it. He'll get the blame for it anyway. We know who it was. And Wokeness said the new Snow White might be the most insufferable woman I've ever seen. Oh dear God. Put your finger away, love. Seriously. I could tell her where to put it, but... Oh dear. Simon Anderson said 2 weeks until the Posey Parker demonstration in central Auckland on the 20th. Advice for photographers, because Posey Parker's going back to New Zealand. Above all, remember the New Zealand police and the TRAs are seeking an opportunity to harm you. Store this number in your phone. It's illegal for anyone to interfere with your right to film in public. Anyone, including police officers, who does so is committing a criminal offence. Ask every police officer you encounter for their QID number. Capture it on camera if you can. If you're detained by police, don't worry. State nothing beyond your name, date of birth and address, and I want to speak to a barrister. Police are not entitled to search your phone or delete material without a warrant issued by a judge. Do not unlock it for them. Don't wear layered or flowing clothing. Tie your hair up and tuck it under clothing. Don't wear jewellery. Wear a body cam if you have one. Stay with the crowd. Do not allow yourself to be peeled off from the main crowd. Wear sensible shoes. Buddy up with other photographers. Get a good night's sleep on the 19th. Here we come. So Posey Parker's going back to stand for women's rights in New Zealand again by the sound of it. So, yeah. Have I done this one before? Nope, okay. More on this guy. And there's questions. Exclusive Laura Loomer investigation. She's conducted an investigation, believes that for the sake of national security, public interest, and now her own personal safety, she needs to immediately release and publish what she's uncovered about the United States government's involvement in recruiting violent American Nazis, white supremacists, and domestic terrorists, and turning them into mercenaries and confidential informants in Ukraine to fight against Russians and kill civilians. Upon their return to the US, some of these people are now engaging in perpetuating hate crimes and other felonies in the US, and they appear to be protected by our government from serving prison time, have received delayed prison time, and even reduced prison time. Remember the coppers in the last one? This is the same guy. So those coppers that were talking about calling the FBI and Border Patrol, it's the same guy. As many of you saw this weekend, she stumbled upon a Nazi rally in Almonte Springs, Florida, where she encountered 50 swastika flags waving Nazis affiliated with Blood Tribe and Goyim Defense League, GDL. One of the individuals in attendance who she filmed at this rally on the 9/2/23 is a US citizen and Nazi named Kent Boneface McClellan. At the rally, he was zig-hailing while screaming, Slava Ukraine. I don't even know what that means. His whole entire body and face is covered in tattoos, including many Nazi ones. As she's exposed, he is one who's travelled abroad to Ukraine to fight in the Ukraine-Russia war. He's an American citizen who was recently given Ukraine citizenship. Laura here has overwhelming evidence that Nazis who are being backed by the government have not only murdered civilians overseas, but they've also engaged in war crimes. In the case of Kent Boneface McClellan, who resides in Florida, he's a Nazi, a domestic terrorist, a violent felon who was arrested in Florida in 2012 by the FBI. He was put on the US terror watch list, and then in 2014 he was recruited by the CIA, and the DOD reportedly paid for him to travel to Ukraine in 2014 to join Right Sector, and then the Nazi Azov Battalion in 2022, which our taxpayer dollars are now unfortunately funding. Upon his return to the US circa 2022, she's discovered via her investigation that McClellan received US Army Expeditionary Medal for his services in Ukraine. Her investigation has uncovered social media posts he posted in which he posed for a picture in Ukraine while wearing an Azov Battalion uniform next to the dead body of a civilian, the image which she sent to a forensic analysis for verification, has been authenticated. Why is the Joe Biden regime funding Nazi death squads in Ukraine with US tax dollars? She received a phone call from Kent Boneface McClellan at 1 a.m. last night after someone leaked her personal cell phone number to him. And after he was seen saying we have a visual on Luma on a ham radio, he's not licensed to operate. He published that video to his Twitter account and he tagged her in it. During the phone call she had with McClellan last night, he gave her various confessions of various crimes. Here's the evidence of what the US government is doing in Ukraine. These are war crimes. She has a responsibility to share this damning information she's uncovered with the world. Okay, so what we've got here is this picture here. That's what he looked like, and then he started getting all these. That looks like one of the first ones, then this one, then this one. Oh dear God, I don't like this when someone's covered that much. They don't look human anymore. She's obtained video evidence and body camera footage of the police officer. Oh, yep, this is the same one we were just watching. And readers added context. The only picture unequivocally placing the subject in Ukraine is a doctored picture. I thought she said she got a forensic analysis done. Yeah. The image which she sent to a forensic analyst for verification has been authenticated. So who are these people trying to debunk it? Okay. Interesting. Oh, See, you can't, if you go too high or go too low, you can't do anything. It's got to be right in the middle here. Why can't they fix that? Jack Straw here said, here's a little red pill for those that aren't aware yet. Go back and watch the fake 2020 inauguration. It was 100% filmed on 2 different days. Shoes changed, people appeared and disappeared. US Marshals were seen directing traffic on people with names as big as Nancy Pelosi. This is very simple to research and confirm for yourself. If you decide to do so and you find the truth, I'd personally like to welcome you to the digital army. Now spread the truth like wildfire. Nothing can stop what's coming. Okay, so what have we got here? What have we got here? Oh, someone's missing from there. This is missing from here. Is that Pelosi? This person here is new with a brown jacket. And this guy is missing. Oh, he's down further now. I don't know. You can make up your own mind about that. But there are things in the first one that weren't in the second one. And things that were in the second one that weren't in the first one. Wow. Oh, geez, it's gotten cold all of a sudden. Hang on, I just want to check the temperature. Not that that's going to help me, but checking the temperature. They said it was supposed to snow today, so I'm kind of looking out for snow. 4.4. No, it's not going to happen. Unless it drops even further, it's not going to happen. Here's Hev waiting for snow all winter. Scott Nugent said this trans is in the hospital right now, fighting to stay alive. Must read Crane, My Surgeon Too. Do you think I'm exaggerating about trans health being dangerous, experimental? This surgery was recently promoted by Biden, pushing kids, and this surgery has killed people, yet mainstream media, ? Crickets. Doctors don't know what's wrong with this trans man. 6 different antibiotics not working, almost died 3 times, and doctors have no clue how to save him. This trans surgeon, Dr. Crane, was banned from surgery and CA due to 9 med mals in 18 months. I know what it means. Oh, I can't think of the word. Malpractice. Yep. Moves to Texas and the Rainbow Butcher continues. $246,000 that insurance is now covering. Ready to scream, stop transing kids yet? Okay. This person, whoever it is feeling scared. Hi everyone, I'm in shock and really scared. One of my closest friends, who had the bottom surgery with Dr. Crane a few weeks back, has been in the hospital for the past week fighting for his life because of a big infected abscess that was found between his rectum and his bladder, in the space where the uterus used to be. This infection is putting pressure on his colon and his bladder, and the doctors don't know what causes it or how to effectively treat it. They are trying to get any information they can in order to form a course of action that might work to treat it. So far, my friend had surgery where they opened him up, cleaned and drained what they could, as well as put in place drains before closing him back up. They have him on 6 different antibiotics as well, but nothing seems to work. They have tried to consult something as well as a couple of other doctors, and no one has a clue what is the cause for this infection and how to help. My question to you all, has anyone ever heard of such a case? Another person has answered, yes, mine happened from something, almost died 3 times with all revisions. Ends up being lymph nodes in the groin. He has to create his own antibody fast. Have infectious disease team begin now. It will most likely be hard mass deeper than the fluid, all within the scar tissue. Also, FYI, Blank has at least 6 malpractice cases. Due to his negligence, our brothers have died and or are dying due to this. I'm praying. I'm grateful to be alive. So that's what the surgery does to people when they actually go through with it. Mr. Green said Oprah's fundraiser made $100. Good job, America. Well done, guys. She only made $100 so far. Axel Vassar said it's all crumbling, and I do believe, look, be ready. Be ready. Because they're going to try something. You know they are. Shadow of Ezra said Barack Obama is a major player in the global trafficking industry of the little people. It's going to come out. And then I believe Assange will have to go and testify, and the rest of it will come out. DC Drado said the leader of the Proud Boys got 22 years in prison for J6 and he wasn't even there. Does this mean we could start imprisoning BLM leaders for what happened during the summer of 2020? Those fiery but mostly peaceful protests? Alexandra Marshall said Aboriginal community groups are stopping wind farms and solar projects. Good on you guys. The Voice will allow government to negotiate with a tiny Indigenous bureaucracy that has power over local Aboriginals. And you wonder why Albanese is so desperate for the Voice. It's all about money and land. And I heard 2GB radio here in Australia yesterday. There's a farmer in Goulburn and they're thinking of putting all this, 740,000 solar panels next to his property. It's going to drop the price of his property. He has chemical leaching, which he's worried about because he raises cattle, and he's trying to fight it. And I can't remember where it was. Did I actually bookmark it? I don't know. Peter Wallace said, look at this arsehole, calls the police station a place of injustice. I've dragged violent thugs off the street through those doors, and I know a policewoman who was bashed by a prisoner in the cell and left brain damage. For Chris Minns, gay pride trumps respect for police. Chris Minns said, it's official, we've just handed the keys over for Australia's first ever Pride Museum. Delivering not just for the people of New South Wales, no, we don't want it, but for generations of LGBTQIA++++ Australians, turning the old Darlinghurst police station from a place of injustice into a place of pride and joy. A very old building. Watch God strike this building. Yeah, mark my words. Libs of TikTok said, did any BLM protesters get 22 years in prison for burning down our country for months on end, or is that only for Trump supporters? Remember? The fiery but mostly peaceful protests. Just a reminder for you all, and myself. Shameful. Leading reports said breaking Rep Matt Gaetz has warned Speaker Kevin McCarthy that he may lose his job if he gets in the way of the impeachment process of Joe Biden. Let's hope so. General Mike Flynn said, pay attention, America. George said, breaking Arizona judge rules that the state's current mail-in ballot signature verification process is unlawful and they violated the law in both 2020 and 2022 selections. In this case, the 2019 protocol manual remains in effect. It contains an incorrect definition of registration record, as does the advice from the Secretary of State alleged in the complaint. This incorrect definition and instruction currently carry the weight of law, Judge John Napper. The Secretary is bound by the election statutes, and any dictates in the EPM which violate or deviate from these statutes do not have the force of law. The special action in this alleges such a violation. This is massive and proves just how they've been stealing things in Arizona. Shout out to AZ Desert Rose for keeping up to date with the lawsuit. There are things going on, believe me. Mainstream media will never report on it, but there are things going on. Derek Johnson said, so the long post yesterday about the Defence Production Act, which is 50 United States Code Chapter 55, where Biden's two contributions my stomach's going nuts, is an executive order, aka a national essential function under the very act CIC Trump introduced and signed. And the other day was the baby formula shortage. The other was the baby formula shortage, which is an NEF as well. And the Secretary of Defence approved that mission. Let's take a gander at the Foreign Investment Risk Review Modernisation Act of 2017. This bill amends the Defence Production Act of 1950 to expand the scope of covered transaction. Subject to the review of the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, CFIUS. They analyse the national security implication of foreign investment in the United States. A covered transaction includes any merger, acquisition or takeover that could result in foreign control of any US business. The purchase or lease of real estate located in the United States that is in close proximity to a US military installation or to another US government facility or property that is sensitive for reasons related to national security. Other investment in a US critical technology company or US critical infrastructure company. Any change in a foreign investor's rights that results in foreign control of a US business. The contribution of intellectual property to a foreign person. Oh, they're gone. Or any other transaction, transfer, agreement or arrangement designed to evade or circumvent the authority of CFIUS. The bill revises other provisions relating to CFIUS, including the length of its review period, special hiring authority and funding, and authority to mandate reviews or take unilateral action. Now look at this. This has been a hot topic on the mainstream media. Proof there under 47 USC 606. You see the act above put into place in 2018 by CIC Trump. Let's have a look. Okay, it does say that. Foreign Investment Risk Review Modernisation Act of 2017. Okay, and it says the same thing I just read out. The Hill Policy Defence. What's this? Who's buying up land around major Air Force base in California? We have no idea. A mysterious investment company is buying up large tracts of land around California Air Base, raising questions about who's behind the firm and its intentions, amid growing fears about Chinese businesses acquiring land near American military sites. The investment firm Flannery Associates has bought around $800 million worth of land around Travis Air Force Base in Northern California's Solano County, which is midway between Sacramento and San Francisco. Flannery Associates filed a lawsuit in May against a group of landowners accusing the farmers of conspiring to inflate the value of the property, drawing further scrutiny from policymakers including Rep. John Garamendi. Since 2018, Flannery, registered as an agricultural company, has purchased more than 50,000 acres in Solano County, according to public records and detailed maps obtained by the Hill. The acquired property runs directly up to Travis Air Force Base. Garamendi, a House Armed Services Committee member, told the Hill that he's been investigating the land acquisitions for nearly 2 years and has come up with few answers to his questions, not a lot. We have no idea who they are, Garamendi said. Flannery Associates is opaque. We have no idea where the nearly $90 million has come from. They bought well over 55,000 acres of land in the area, and the purchase raises major concern. The Hill could not immediately contact Flannery Associates for comment. The firm claims that 97% of its investors are US-based, but Garamendi said there's no way to verify that claim. And even if it is true, there's still 3% that aren't US-based. The business registry address for the company is located at Packaging Shop in a shopping centre in Folsom, California, according to the business registrar for California. Also concerning to Garamendi and Rep. Mike Thompson, who is also looking into the shadowy company, is why the land is being purchased. The land is dry farmland, good for agricultural grazing, but the approaching $1 billion price tag seems astronomically high and would take decades to turn a profit, according to Garamendi, who noted there are also wind turbines on the land. The Air Force's Foreign Investment Risk Review Office is reviewing the land purchases from Flannery, according to Garamendi. Garamendi also said the FBI and Treasury Department launched inquiries into the decision about a month ago. I wouldn't hold out much hope for the FBI getting anywhere. I don't know. Orders from the top tell them not to investigate anything. Garamendi alleges the lawsuit filed by the company against landowners is classic slap suit, specifically designed to force the landowners to lawyer up and ultimately rack up legal fees until they're exhausted and agree to sell. Chinese businesses and affiliate entities own more than 300,000 acres of land across the US, and acquisitions near land bases have raised growing concerns in Washington and at the state level. In the past few months, lawmakers in more than 24 states have passed or considered legislation restricting Chinese purchase of US farmland, and former President Trump has promised that he will ban Chinese investors from buying US farmland and other critical infrastructures infrastructure if he returns to the White House. Earlier this year, the Air Force signalled it was opposed to a planned sale of farmland around North Dakota's Grand Forks Air Force Base to the Chinese-owned firm Fufeng, citing a national security risk. Shortly after, the local city council voted in February to halt the acquisition, putting a stop to the plan for Fufeng to build a corn mill in the area. Yeah, I bet that's what they're doing. Right. That's what they'll say they're doing, and then they'll do something else. To address the larger problem, Garamendi said he include a provision in the annual defence bill to require military bases to pay closer attention to acquisitions near them. Another provision would include the bases in a process that's overseen by the Treasury regarding foreign investments near a base. Garamendi said he was particularly concerned about Travis Air Force Base because it was the gateway to the Pacific. A good portion of the munitions that are designed for Ukraine are bought to Travis, Garamendi said. It is the busiest transit air base in the nation. Don't worry, I seriously, they're doing that here too. Flim Flam said, I have very little patience at this point for people who ask, well, why don't we just arrest them all and be done with it? And this post sums up why. The goal is not simply to take down Soros and his ilk. It is to first destroy the system that made Soros possible. Yes, the Soros operation is an enemy of mankind, but it's important to know that Soros would not be able to do anything he does if he wasn't working hand in glove with US intelligence. Do you really think the deep state would let him overthrow governments, crash allied currencies, promote chaos on our streets, if he wasn't doing it on their behalf? The answer is obvious. It would be weird if the CIA started funding local DA candidates who refuse to enforce the law. Soros deserves the guillotine, but the whole point of his existence is for the deep state to say it's all the work of some private billionaire. Don't let them off the hook like that. And Glenn Greenwald said that George Soros' son Alex issues a manifesto on his foreign policy, that some heir gets billions he didn't earn, then uses it to shape the internal politics of multiple nations, including the US. I think it's a coping mechanism to funnel our hate and frustration into individuals. It feels more possible to take down one evil man rather than being confronted with the reality that it's an entire machine with thousands of working parts. Soros is just one part. It is. He is. Australian politicians, as I said before, are involved. Like, all around the world, people are involved. It's huge. The swamp is huge. It's going to take a while. But the more they do things, the more other people, like smaller players, come out as well, and we get to see who they are. Tim Poole said it's a cope. Her life is meaningless. You don't need kids, but she has no purpose. Matt Walsh said her life doesn't revolve around her family and kids, so instead it revolves around TV shows and pop stars. Worst of all, she's too stupid to realise how depressing this is. Are you ready for this one?
It's 10:45 a.m. on a Saturday. I am 29 and single, and I don't have kids yet. Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't rise from my bed until 10:15. Every time I thought, I should probably get up and do something. I thought, why? Nobody's making me. I'm not missing out on anything. I went to Beyonce last night, and I didn't get home until 1 a.m. And I danced and drank my little heart out, and I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that. And I woke up a tad hungover this morning, which is probably why I was in bed for so long. And I was just scrolling on my phone, and I saw a picture of shakshuka, and I thought, you know what sounds really good? Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make shakshuka today. Because I have no plans, and I don't have kids, and I don't have a husband, and I don't have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store and learn how to make shakshuka. So that's on my agenda today. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York. I'm also doing a rewatch of Normal People on Hulu, which is really spicy and I highly recommend. Weirdly, I'm into this documentary on Netflix about blue zone countries, so I've got a pretty stacked day. Anyway, I say all this to say, whenever I'm hard on myself about why I'm not married and I don't have kids and I should be further along at 29, almost 30, I wouldn't want to do anything else this Saturday. I know that you can do all these things when you have kids and you're married, and I understand, but the effortlessness and ease of my life, just kind of focusing on myself and the shakshuka I want to make or the Beyonce concert I want to go to, really pays off when I'm hard on myself for not being where society tells me I should be in life.
Look, when I had my children when I was young, it was the opposite way. You should go to work, should go to work, should go to work, should go to work. Even though you got kids, you should go to work, right? This lady, her life does seem very empty, at least with children. You are not sitting there watching TV all day or going to Beyonce concerts. That sounds boring as hell. Most people who have children get up early and get the day started early and they achieve things. Unlike this lady. Be different if she was going like hiking and I don't know. But that does seem like an awfully empty life. I know at 30 I had my 2 children. They were growing up and I was glad. Even though I was on my own, I was glad that I had my 2 children. Old Soldier said, I'm like literally shaking right now. Blinky said, trauma. Can you imagine how World War I or II would have planned out if our forces has this attitude? Let's have a listen. What's this?
I cannot make this up.
Excuse me, the egg is literally about to fall off. Can I get a new one? Because I'm not eating this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that with your fork. I'm sorry.
Are you joking? I literally ordered this because I wanted it to be exactly like the photo that I showed you, and like I'm literally not gonna eat this. Like I need it to be fixed right now.
Sorry, I think we're gonna have to ask you to leave. This is a step too far.
You're joking, right? I'm literally not leaving. I just need a new one. Can I get a new one, please?
It's like literally perfect. That's as good as it's gonna get.
It's literally about to fall.
That's just how it's served. You're gonna have to fix that with your fork. We're not taking that back.
Let me just show you how, like, if I try to fix it, like, I don't even want to touch it because it's literally gonna break. Can you just get me a new order?
Sorry, ma'am. This is how we serve it, so you're gonna have to eat that with a fork and knife like everyone else.
Can I just get the manager? Like, you're so annoying. Can I get the manager?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Do you even know who I am? I really hate being treated like this, so just get the manager or, like, it's gonna be another thing. Like, you're literally gonna get fired. Like, I don't think you've seen the other side. It's literally the same thing. Why can't you just put it, like, properly? Can I please speak to the chef at least? If you're actually serving food like this to other people, I don't know how you're running a restaurant.
I don't want to insult the chef by bringing him out.
This is, like, really crazy, but I'm actually gonna leave because, like, this is just too much. Like, I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Can you just stop talking? I'm, like, leaving.
Like, no.
Like, I don't know who hired you, but...
It's very rude of you.
Can you just stop talking to me, please? Like, you already caused a lot of trauma for me for the day, so... I don't even, like,
Can I just say I would have eaten that by now? By her talking, I would have had that down by now. First world problems, eh? Imagine being so concerned. Did she want to take a photo for Instagram or something? Is that what she was worried about? She got trauma from this. I would have eaten that by now. Seriously, by the time she finished talking, I would have eaten the bloody thing. Oh my goodness. Some people, imagine her in a war. I mean, I'm probably going to be like that myself if a war breaks out, but hey. No, I know what's happening, so I know not to freak out, just removing myself over here. Sister Barbara Reen's chief mate said, oh, he's a complete see you in the NT, I'm not sure. The old man is not the sharpest tool in the shed. John Farnham would like anti-lockdown protesters to stop singing his song, maybe? You're the voice. John Farnham's manager has urged anti-lockdown protesters in Melbourne to stop singing Farnsey's 1986 classic, You're the Voice, at rallies. Over the weekend, a smattering of protesters began collectively belting out the anthemic Whispering Jack hit at a shopping centre in Chadstone with its themes of empowerment and taking a stand for what's right. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Oh, oh. It's understandable how the song's lyrics could be repurposed to align with those who feel isolation measures are an attack on their freedom. However, as the coronavirus pandemic continues to hit Victoria the hardest, with the flu, Farnham's manager Glenn Wheatley says this particular usage of the track goes against the singer's wishes. I'm personally concerned with people will hear the song and think John Farnham is personally endorsing these protests. And in this case, it's not right. Well, now we know which side of the fence he stands on. Wheatley told The Age on Sunday, it's something that John and I do not condone, the use of that song, particularly in a time in Melbourne where we're in a stage for lockdown. Really, the last thing we should be doing is protesting. No one should be hitting the streets en masse, endangering people's lives and livelihoods because of a flu. Wheatley clarified that while both he and Farnham supported people's rights to protest, they don't think taking to the streets of Melbourne to rail against lockdown, largely without social distancing or wearing masks, is appropriate. Who cares what they think? Do you? I don't. The manager also acknowledged the song's co-option for far-right rallies, something Farnham doesn't approve of. It was not meant to be a protest song. It was meant to be used as an inspirational song for nations and for people, not in a situation of what was an illegal protest, Wheatley said. Well, Johnny Farnham and Glenn Wheatley, you know what you can do? You can shove it right where the sun don't shine. You're the voice, try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Oh, oh. We're not going to sit in silence. Okay. Awakened Outlaw said, I've been writing about this a lot as of late because I think it's super important to know how we help reframe our discussions with others in a way that allows them to put their trained reaction guard down. Even better, it's absolutely the right thing to do. Note that this is just my opinion on a great means of opening a conversation with people and in a way that disarms them. Baby steps. Get them to agree that something feels amiss. That everything going on over the past 5 years is, well, it's hard to know what to think. Yes, it goes back further, much further, but that's not the damn point at the moment. Go too far, however, and you're going to lose them. It's just too much to have to wrap one's arms around quickly, and we have to keep that in mind. Keep in mind that the current matter of politics is framed for us by the people who hate us. Think about that. We can even simplify things using easy-to-consider terms that even the layman can visualise, such as there being two different teams, arc opponents, that play against one another for public consumption, but ultimately answer to the same mysterious owners behind the scenes, and those guys are legitimately horrible people. Never forget that these are the people who knowingly caused the pandemic. There is no bottom to the depths they'll go in pursuit of their agenda. Most people can get there if they're not already there. I also think everyone will agree that to some degree our own government conspires in secret and does a bunch of sketchy shit behind our backs. So yeah, it's not a stretch to get people to consider that things just aren't sitting right. That something has seemed amiss for some time. Most will agree, which then changes everything because at least now you can talk. Common ground. We have so much more in common than the things that keep us apart. In my humble opinion, the general goal of red-pilling people isn't about unloading on or bombarding them with tons of information you've learnt about over a long period of time. You'll scare them away and or their training to quickly ascertain and dismiss you as they've been taught, trained to do without even giving it a second thought. And always remember that they are in no way, shape or form ready to hear everything you have learnt about. This is always a process. It's about helping them have or find their own aha moment. Every one of you had one. Help them have theirs. This will open hearts and minds. Now, hopefully having made clear that you are an ally, which you are, they've just been trained to believe the opposite. You're in a position to align your interests with theirs. In short, you have to get around the defences they've been taught to it all, but subconsciously deploy intended to keep at odds. Some of this doesn't make sense to me, I'm sorry. And what I'm talking about is the faux left-right spectrum. You know, the one that the same assholes that run the Uni Party have sold everyone on. Think about it. It's used as a means to keep us unhappy and agitated because we're convinced that it's always the other guy's fault. My life is shitty. This, of course, makes us half right. We're just mad at the wrong people for causing it. Yeah, just look up to the people in charge. Meanwhile, those moneyed jackwagons behind the scenes attract little attention as they rape and plunder us right under our noses. Maybe remind them that the people actually screwing all of us, them included, are legitimately sick evil bastards who only have their best interests at heart, and that we all suffer as a result. As for Trump himself, that usually goes one of two ways pretty quickly, but even if they're not a fan, maybe try and get them to at least acknowledge that it looks like the swamp is behind what amounts to an all-out lawfare campaign being wedged against him in a desperate attempt to stop him at all costs. This confirms that he clearly isn't one of them, and they don't even have to like him to do so, to understand that. Just that he's obviously not one of them, or why would they be coming at him so hard, guns blazing, doing anything and everything to keep him from running? Anyway, the larger point is to consider starting this in this general vicinity first, and then perhaps letting it rest there to start. All of this is something almost everyone feels regardless of their current understanding of the political landscape, so we can pursue conversations in this manner as a means around the blockades put in place to keep us from communicating. Just his 2 cents. And he was responding to himself here. Word salad, different red lipstick on the same pig. There is anarchy at one end and total government control at the other end. Our politics are defined by where we fall on the true political spectrum. See, what you don't know is that you've been lied to your whole life in order to get you to believe in the convoluted left-right spectrum, so as to have both sides blame one another, thereby helping ensure we stay at one another's throat. Have you ever stopped and thought about what I'm talking about? Like a massive swath of America was to the right of the centre, but that doesn't mean right-wing, like they prefer to frame it, and in related news, how you believe it to be. You're going to have to figure this out at some point, brother. Everyone will, and it's okay. Yeah, we got 100% government with Nazism, fascism, communism, socialism, and Democratic Party. Then you got a Republican, pretty much just slightly left of centre. And the political centre is here. And then you got American founding fathers over here, and you got anarchy all the way over here with zero government. And you've got to walk back with that. You cannot just... you can't just go straight into anarchy, or many people will be killed. I'll tell you that right now. You have to walk it back, but I don't think we're going to get to full anarchy. We're going to be about here. Very small government and control by the people, for the people. Okay, I've read that one already. That's where I ended last time. Okay, so let's go to, where are we? Okay. Oh, people are talking about food. I just saw that. Okay, let's see. Carl said another 13,000 likes on your channel. I sent a photo to your phone. Yeah, I've had a 12,000 likes with 100 viewers or something, 100 and something viewers. And then I had a 13,000 likes with 100 and something viewers. Let me just show you. This is pretty interesting, actually. Oh, another one again, Carl. Okay, hang on. We've got the first two. The first one has 170 views and 12,000 likes. Oh, can you see? It's not. Come on. 172 views with 12,000 likes, right? That's one of my videos. I think there's something wrong. I think it's broken. YouTube's broken. Then we have my other one. Oh, come on. With 13,000 likes and 172 views, right? And then another one. On you, Carl. Good on you for sending these. 13 people watching. Oh, and 13,000 likes. How is that possible? Hang on. It doesn't make sense. I think YouTube's broken. It broke. Oops. Did I break that? Did I do that? Oh no. Keck Rangel says, greetings, Sherry. Everyone's saying hello. Hey, damn it, Mandy. How you going? Okay, where am I up to now? I am Kai said I've gladly went outside, then it would have been ugly, nothing fair at all. Damn it, Mandy said laugh my ass off now. Somehow I've missed that one. He never would give up his birth certificate. Yep. I am Kai said, wasn't Bo snuffed in the Desert Storm? It was like a big deal at the time. Didn't he die of cancer? I don't know. I heard he died of cancer. I'm not sure. MJ said the deadly D-I-C-K. I am Kai said, ooh. Damn it, Mandy says so he's a gay crackhead. Yeah. Pretty much. Smoking crack while getting oral from another man. MJ said, so how he became beholden to the Bidens. Selena said, I caught you early. How you going, Selena? MJ said, moves around like maracas. Oh, shoot, it jumped. I was hoping it wouldn't do that, but it did. Okay. Oh no, it didn't jump too far. Damn it, Mandy said R.I.P. Diamond. Yes, from Diamond and Silk, the two ladies that were laughing. Diamond passed away. So R.I.P. Rest in peace. Hey, Michelle App, how you going? MJ said, love lip readers. Damn it said, let me count the ways. MJ said, sniffing or kissing? Yeah, I couldn't tell what Obama was doing to that child, but it looks like he was doing a Joe. I don't know. Keck said, Q showed George Clooney and Obama sharing young girl on boat. Yes, I've seen the photo of the young girl on the boat with George Clooney and Obama. She didn't look real good, poor girl. MJ said, crack Obama. Oh, damn it, Mandy said, oh snap, he got gumma hummer. Michelle Epp said, hi MJ and Kai. Damn it, Mandy said, here's the reason we had all that subsidised housing that collapsed our economy. MJ said, no teeths. MJ said, I learnt that I know nothing, all lies. Hey Zal, how you going? MJ said, heaven sent, 13,000 likes. The thing is, it's not happening. I can't. I'm not getting that many viewers, so I don't know. Anyway, hit the like button, guys. Let's see if we can get it to 13,000 with 51 viewers. Okay. Zal said, go trash that sign, Herb. Go on, do a stealth mission. Text her all at night. Don't worry, Hev's been thinking about it, because when Hev drove home one day and saw that sign, it was like steam. Oh dear, no, it wasn't that bad. I just came home and I was talking to my son and said, oh, the person across the road wants to sell Australia out to the UN. Shit. Oh dear. I am Kai says September 20th, US dollar recall and changed over to digital beginning. Your properties and everything you will be tokenized eventually and you can spend yourself out of a home. Sal said they love to dodge the bullet and play dumb. Sal said Lamb was Crowley's demonic overlay. Yes, the one that looked like an alien. Wonder where they got the alien look from. Hey, Menacing Muskrat, how you going? I am Kai said, and then phone reset itself. Menacing Muskrat said, how's everyone doing? Lots of MOABs dropping. Yeah, they're coming out now. Really coming out. I did want to do a video yesterday, but they were cutting trees down across the road on someone's property, and all you could hear was the chainsaw, the drop, and then them putting it through a chipper, you know. Charles, how you going, Charles? Flyby Stew said, hey everyone, very old news, this Obama stuff. Show the vid clips of Michelle's bits bobbing around in her pants. For fuck's sake. Sal said, New York is an underground reptilian hive. MJ said, great laugh, Hev. Thank you. Xenotron said, hey everyone, morning Hev. Hey Xenotron. Flyby Stew said, Kai will have to watch again. Xenotron said, another day in clown world. I am Kai said, Liberty safes may as well close down. Boycott. And boycott Bud Light still, because Bill Gates bought it. Don't buy them. Xenotron said, what the how are they going to manage in a 15-minute city? Xenotron said, all those cars. Xenotron said, Noel Pearson has personal wealth of $110 million. How? Yeah, I'd like to know how. I know how. He's been milking the Aboriginal payments, taxpayers' money to the Aboriginals, they've all been milking it and pocketing it, you know. Stick it in their pocket. That's why Gucci, what's her name? I can't even remember her name. She's not memorable enough to remember. The Gucci one. That's why she's got all that, and in a city housing, and oh my goodness. Menacing Muskrat says something big is happening between September the 5th and Halloween, October 31st. I think most of it's going to go down then. And you know how, like, Trump's not really going to their, when they have their debates and things, you know how Trump's not really going, I think that they're going to find out about 2020. Put him back in before next year. That's what I think. Because people are reporting that Alexa said there's not going to be a 2024 election and all this stuff. I don't know. I can't verify that. But I think he'll be put in before then. And I noticed the chemtrails are ramping up again. Before this storm came, they were spraying the skies all over here. And you know how those people say pole shift, right? Well, I remember years ago watching a documentary that this lady was saying it might not be a geophysical pole shift. So in other words, the Earth might not move, but it will be a metaphysical pole shift. So if they're talking about metaphysical pole shift, does that mean just the attitudes of the people in the world will change? I don't know. It's just a thought I had. I don't know. I think of some really weird stuff when I'm stoned. Okay, where am I back? Beckham said, I'm back. Sorry, I'm door dashing. Oh, that's cool. You do what you got to do. Chusak said, Obama the bell end. Zena said, it has almost doubled in the last few years. MJ said, work it, Beckham. You go, earn all you can. Yeah, definitely. I am Kai said, Muskrat, yes, supposedly too big to miss. Flyby Stew said, Sal, good to see ya. Checkered Pass said, oh no. Oh, Obama. The Lying Cuck. The O'Reilly Auto Parts song. Yep. Oh, Obama. Oh. Okay, Checkered Pass said, hey, beautiful people, stay strong and hang on. Yep. Hold on. Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Zal, everyone. You catch the Tucker interview? I haven't watched the whole thing yet, and I'm kind of waiting for people to... I will watch it, but I'm kind of waiting for people to clip bits and pieces so we can actually get some of that, some of the info. Xenotron said they take the white man's money and weaponise it against their own people. Well, yeah. Hey, George, how you going? MJ said, Menacing Tucker saying the assassination word is freaking me out. I took a break. I think that's just to wake normies up, to be honest. Xenotron said Noel Pearson is a hypocrite, enough said. Sal said the actions of these so-called people proves they're not human. I am Kai said Muskrat, yeah, just a recap from a few years back. Ridiculous how this can drag on, pardon the pun. Sherry said tomorrow will be my 65th birthday. I guess it's official. I'm a senior citizen. I'm old. Happy birthday, Sherry. I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll sing you happy birthday. I am Kai said the soccer ball, Wilson, was a display for the child Hank skinned. Oh. MJ said, Sherry, you were born awesome. Sal said, the Gajia fella that gave the elders I work with ceremony always said the way forward is black fella, white fella dreaming, called Wiritchin. He was one of the most powerful shamans in this country. There you go. I am Kai said they should drop the revelation, let people clean this planet up overnight. George said, what have I missed? I don't know. I don't know when you came in. Sherry said, thank you, MJ. I'm still young at heart. MJ said, not much, same crap about Obama we knew for years. Checkered Pass said, Sherry Tackett, no, you have just have 5 more years experience than I do. So you were 21 with 44 years experience. Plus 1 more. Happy birthday, young lady. Randy Ditches, how you going? Xenotron said, happy birthday, Sherry. Hope you have a beautiful day and enjoy being a senior. Sherry said, thank you, checkered past, Ranny Ditches. Everyone's wishing Sherry happy birthday. Xenotron said, Sherry, I'm nearly there in February. Mercy Musgrave has put it on there. Rumble, Tucker, interview, RE Obama. MJ said, rut roll, Scooby. Flyby Stu said, I hope everyone painted their roof blue, lol. Yeah, I can't quite do that. Checkered Past said, Sherry, I'd have Donna sing happy birthday to you, but it's your birthday and you need good gifts. She sings very badly. Oh, poor Donna. Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred. I Am Kaya said, I'll be painting my roof blue. Shingles and all. Flyby Stu said, happy birthday, Sherry. Xenotron said, we have gutless leaders. MJ said, Sherry, what kind of cake? Chocolate, vanilla, cheesecake, ice cream cake. Oh. George said, I'd paint my roof green, white and orange. Nursing Musgrave said, happy 65th birthday, Sherry. Enjoy your day. 65 times around the sun. Well done. I Am Kai said, I'm officially nearly 50ish. Don't count the years I'm constantly carded and they talk about I don't look that old. Birthday parties are rituals that age you. Stop counting. Sherry said, lol, checkered past. There's always a critic. George said, hope Ireland does well in the Rugby World Cup. Xenotron said, when you get old, you can slip through this world like you are invisible. The downside, no one takes you seriously anymore. Sal said, where's Alex? I don't know. She might be busy. Sherry said, thank you, Menacing Muskrat. I don't feel old. Xenotron said, ISIS on steroids, the same old playbook. It's becoming tedious if it wasn't for the loss of human life. MJ said, demonic. Checkered Past said, copyright, right? I Am Kai said, I'm glad to be able to say there are places I pull up and people still get nervous that I'm there for them. I was a bad boy for a while. Sherry said, wow, those fellows look scary. I Am Kai said, now I'm a dog daddy. Menacing Muskrat said, Sherry, just file with more wisdom. Xena said, lols, Kai, I think it's a bit different for an old chook. I Am Kai said, true guys just don't care till Noodle just hangs there. Home Kai said, we use scares as our makeup. Scars. Sherry said, sad thing is no one wants to hear old folk wisdom anymore, but they will when the shit hits the fan, I reckon. I reckon so too, Sherry. Xenotron said, I wonder what if that is why old ladies wear tea cozies on their head when they're old. Yeah, I've got a tea cozy on my head right now. It's keeping my head warm. George said, Michelle Obama looks like a trans woman. Simone said, Xenotron, they just forgot where the teapot is. I Am Kai said, I've got 10, 2 toy chewers and 8 terriers. Xenotron said, ha, Simone. Xenotron said, you see them wandering in the reject shops. MJ said, the infections. I know 3 women who had C-section infections, same as I did within the same period. I think they did stuff to us. Funnily enough, my daughter had one too on her C-section scar. She got an infection. I Am Kai said, last problem was someone threatened a dog. Didn't go well for him. Good. George said, the Obamas have a checkered history. There's more. There's more into that. And also, I heard that Operation Warp Speed was actually Obama's idea. And that the only thing Trump did was get the things out quicker. But I don't think... I think the first ones were probably something that would help people, but then they went further than that. From what I'm hearing, anyway. I don't know for sure. Xenotron said, I've grown deeply when I hear of these surgery stories. It can't be vocalised, the brutality of it all. I Am Kai said, now I'm sneaking in a smart car. My undercover spy car is a smart 4.2. George said, I heard Barack Obama was dating a bloke. Yeah, well, you know the lady, his ex-girlfriend, who came out and showed the letters that said he really liked men? I Am Kai said, if genitalia does decide gender, how does removing it make any difference? Exactly. It doesn't. I Am Kai said, someday I'll download autocorrect into a bot and beat it up. MJ said spell check sucks. Yes, it does. I am Kai said fat thumbs up don't help either. Fat thumbs, sorry, don't help either. MJ said I hope she got some sleep. Alex, she's never far away. Yeah. I am Kai said all a sex change is the creation of permanent wound, requires constant continuous doctor's care, lifelong income for the doctor, exactly. MJ said, oh geesh, we know military land and what is under. George said on a man's shoulders you can get 3 heads, on a woman's shoulders you can get 2 heads. Look at Michelle Obama, look at her hands as well as man's hand. I am Kai said, personally I think these doctors should be very deeply worried about their future health, just saying. Flyby Stew said time for a cigarette break. MJ said Kai and parents that allow it also, any that allow it, schools too. George O'Brien said index finger and ring finger. I am Kai said anyone ever had an EEG test? Is it over when the red light goes out on the cameras? And electroencephalogram. I am Kai said watching my brain work to see how damaging the last bullet was. Oh, I am Kai, prayers for your recovery. Flyby Stew said pass Q2 lol. I am Kai said plus I've got a dent on the upper right side shaped like a baton. I am Kai said got both from behind, cowards. Nursing Muskrat said Sorrows. Gilly Bates looks like lizards, just saying. Zal said what a smug cow. I am Kai said the shot put me down for about 15 minutes, the baton pissed me right off. Zal said why would you post this on TikTok? Xenotron said I feel like I'm watching a game of Kerplunk. I am Kai said Sorrows was a nasty trainee as a child, sickening individual. Cherry said what a selfish human being. Yeah, that's what I thought of that lady. Like, that is extremely, like, I get up in the morning and I'm going to make some shit. What was it? Shuck. Whatever it was. I don't know. Never heard of it. Go and make some love. And watch the movies. And don't do anything, you know. Don't go out and have fun or take the kids to the park and meet people and have fun and, you know. Have a boring life. They're trying. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get young women to not have children. And then by the time young women realise, oh, I really want to have children, it's too late. For a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Especially with the more things they give babies, the more sterile people are going to become. And I think that's why we're seeing men and women becoming more sterile, not, you know, that, the food, the water, the air, and those things from birth. I think a lot of problems come from that. George said a lot of twats on TikTok. Yep. MJ said, poor girl, though good men are hard to find now. All boys wear purses and have ponytails. Yeah, they're the better males. Don't like them. You want a man, you know, a man. Flyby Stew said, like we interested in you. So these people are full of shit. Zentron said, it's all fun and games till that old biological clock starts ticking and the wrinkles start, then there are no good men around. Judy said, children create definition, dimension. Richard, thanks, Hev. No worries, Judy. Good to see you. Zal said, what is wrong with this egg woman? Zal said, how rude. I am Kai said, I'd refund her and toss her out, permanent ban. Oh, yeah, the lady who... Oh. First world problems. Imagine her if war broke out. I want my meal to look perfect so I can take a photo for Instagram. Yeah, you'd refund her and toss her out, permanent ban. Flyby Stew said, yeah, reel your neck in already. Michelle App said, I'm Kai. I had an EEG when I was about 10 years old before surgery. It was no big deal, so don't worry. Sal said, I wouldn't give her money back on principle. Santa said, lols, Hev. Nothing worse than a cold egg. Yeah, I would have eaten it. By the time she stopped whinging, I would have had that thing eaten, man. I'm telling you. Down the hatch, you know. stuff what it looks like, just eat it. Okay, wait till if war broke out and she was starving, I guarantee she wouldn't be worried about how that meal looked. I am Kai said sunny side up is gross. Anyways, literally half cooked. George says scrambled is nice, lol. I like my eggs cooked both sides, but just on the other side. You know what I mean? So cooked, but just so the yolk's still a little bit runny, but it's cooked. Sal said, I've always thought John Farnham was a real knob. Well, now we know. Sherry said, I'd like to show her trauma. What a spoiled brat. Yeah, imagine getting food that doesn't look right and that's traumatising. Try getting knocked out, love. Try getting your face beaten in, love. Tell me how traumatising that is. God. I am Kai said, when I was a cook I hated cooking them, but people have stronger stomachs and minds than mine, I guess. MJ said, I like eggs not to jiggle and meat very well. I can't. Xenotron said, upset they can't get royalties. Zal said, Glenn Wheatley's a troll of the cabal as well. Yep. Flyby Stew said, boiled duck eggs and toasted soldiers. Oh, I like chicken eggs and toasted soldiers. Toasted soldiers just means you slice the bread cut into like 4 longer bits that you dip in. So I know exactly what you meant there. Flyby Stew, because we used to call them soldiers in Ireland as well. Used to get a cup, right, with a boiled egg, and my mum used to like cut the boiled egg up and put a bit of butter while it's still hot, put a bit of butter and salt in there, right? And then give you the soldiers on a plate, and you dip it in and you like spoon the egg on. Oh, yum, I'm making myself hungry here. Xenotron said that girl doesn't understand how much she will regret what she did when she's skin and bone because no one has any food to serve her at all. Sal said, so standing up for your basic rights is far-right protest these days, apparently. I am Kai said, trauma is knowing you're being hunted to make point to those around the hunter. I am Kai said, then they disappear and the point falls short. MJ said, Flyby Stew, what do duck eggs taste like? Similar to chicken? I am Kai said, better than chicken eggs, richer. MJ said, creamier. I am Kai said, the yolk has a stronger taste. Sherry said, MJ, duck eggs are richer yolk, same taste as chicken, just better, richer. I am Kai said, I like them, but hard to find on here. George says, scrambled eggs on toast, yummy. Flyby Stew said, MJ, goose eggs even better, they taste gamey. Sherry said, duck eggs better for baking cakes, breads, etc. MJ said, Flyby, have you had ostrich egg? Oh, I think I've seen Nursing Muskrat put a link in that comment. Incoming, September the 16th. There's a link in there. George said, I'm getting hungry now, lol. Flyby Stew said, MJ, not yet, but let me know where I can buy. Flyby Stew said, time for some ice cream. MJ said, I've only had orange duck once, never any other egg other than chicken. Fresh eggs, you can tell difference. Now I want to try some others. MJ said, Carl's the man catching their nonsense. Yeah, he is, eh? Imagine that. 12, 13,000 likes. I only got 100 and something viewers. That magic. YouTube's magic. I think YouTube's broken. I really do. Flyby Stew said, old bird's eggs edible. We used to eat pigeon eggs. George said, I bought some ice cream and a fan yesterday. It was bloody hot in the UK. It was 23 degrees Celsius here yesterday, and now it's like, I don't even know. 4, 3, 4, I don't know. Something like that. It's cold. George said, a late summer in the UK. Flyby Stew said, lovely heat wave, George, isn't it? MJ said, George, we're having it hot in Massachusetts too. Kids are released 3 hours early because no AC in schools. Flyby Stew said, George, I'm in Yorkshire, where you at? Xenotron said, there's only 46 likes on my screen. Yeah, I know, it's a fault somewhere, somehow, and I don't know how. It's nice to see, but like it'd be nicer if it was real. George said, I live in London, Fly. Zena said, people are starting to realise it actually does affect them and it does come down to the local level. I am Kai said, in Tennessee it's scorching during the day, then at night it drops till the AC blows the warm version of the temp it's setting to. Aggravating. Simone said, George O'Brien, are you stitched up in ULEZ? I am Kai said, Zena, yep, it'll be us who eventually stops it. Flyby Stew said, work there, George. Staples Corner was last job, horrible place. I am Kai said, not till they can make a move without flack though. George said, no, Simone, I don't have drive, I have my legs. Sherry said, if BG bought the beer, it will now be graphene beer. Zena said, I think that we've been gaslit into thinking our values are worthless, how our values control our lives. Xenotron said, they do not place value on us, therefore it's up to us to reinstate our value. MJ said, poison, you're right, Sherry. Zal said, Hev, we're not on a ball, there are no poles. No, but you know how people talk about a pole shift? It would be impossible on a flat earth, would it? I don't know. Unless the sky turns and the earth turns a different way. I don't know. Simone said, good on you, George. Judy said, harp. Zena said, climate change is about how people think. Social climate change is where it's really at, their agenda. Checkered Past said, 24 degrees Celsius, clear skies, beautiful day today. Oh, I'm jealous. Zena said, we all know the climate and weather is manipulated so it can prove their computer printout. It's all a big lie. Flyby Stew said, have I told you before, the outer space of my house is my garden. Exactly. Zena said, Flyby, we live in space, just varying levels of density, but space is all around us. Zal said, you like balls, Randy? Zena said, would a blue tarp do the trick? Umbrellas survived. MJ said, Zena, I think so. Well, that's good because my chickens are covered in blue tarps. Blue and silver. Hopefully, yeah, nothing happens to them. Flyby says, Zeno, used to fly. Why do you think aviation is measured in feet? Zena said, I have no idea, Stu. I am Kai said, no birthdays in Bible days. People live for centuries. Flyby Stu said, Zena, 10,000 feet sounds massive compared to 2 miles. I am Kai said, Zena, blue cloths work, so why not try it? Good as any chance. Zena said, oh yes, Stu, when I found out they had not gone more than 100 miles up there, I thought, how the hell did they get to the moon? But that was in 2012. MJ said, if my dude says he dreams of dudes, he's not my dude. I don't get it. I just can't. Zena said, you know, Hev, it's not like there wasn't enough pain and suffering with all the sickness and disease, but to introduce a whole new unnecessary mutilation procedure. Flyby Stu said, the lies of Obama. I am Kai said, last dude I dreamt about was the Hulk. He was driving, I couldn't fit in the car. Weird dream. Menacing Muskrat said, remember what the 17 board says. They will not be able to walk down the streets. I'd like to see them try now. I don't think they could in most places now. Like in normal suburban areas, you know. MJ said, at least you were bigger than the Hulk, Kai. Kai said, nope, he was gymongous. Zena said, I live in a wooden cabin on the side of a mountain, nothing but bush, as steep as, feel a bit vulnerable, more so now the technology's been revealed. Yeah, I think about the mountains and some of the, predictions that say the mountains will be falling into the sea. Which mountains? Hopefully not the one I'm on. I could imagine me getting 6 chickens, 2 cats, my son, and all our stuff into a car trying to drive down the mountain before it collapses. Either that or I'm just going to sit on my mattress, hang on to the end of it, and ride all the way down. And hope to survive, God. I am Kai said, we were trying to chase someone in the Smart and Hulk was driving. Menacing Muskrat said they're trying to break down the family unit and destroy humanity. Checkered Past said, wonder if the board has any dates matching coming up. Dates? Could be. I'll have to check it out. Zena said, remember when Trump said about the rap? They will throw everything at us, but we will win. Zena said, you know what I'm saying by rap? It was autocorrect. Yep. Checkered Past said, I first heard the saying infiltration, not invasion, just after BO's selection. MJ said, Zena was thinking about that. Where is safe? I was thinking about the homes built in ground, ones in caves or in the earth. Might be smart. Yeah, but the Bible also says that the earth will quake and they won't be safe underground either. I don't know. George said, been listening to a lot of Native American flute music and Celtic music lately. Cool. Menacing Muskrat said, Ukraine is sending their women into the meat grinder. I Am Kai said, I know everyone is freaking about guns, but everyone should be required to carry. I agree, I Am Kai. Xenotron said, Jesus said they will be eating and doing and they will be giving each other in marriage. Remind you of anything? G'day, Shannon. How you going? I was wondering when you'd get here. Okay, where am I up to? It jumped again. Okay, there we are. I just have to look for G'day from the Riverland, South Australia. Simone says she'll want the eggs back when she has to eat the bugs. Xenotron said food not looking like she had imagined from a picture. Imagine if you did that at McDonald's. Or KFC, or any of them. Excuse me, my food doesn't look like the picture. I mean, I'm sure about 10 years ago I heard the same thing from someone. And they demanded it be remade to look like the picture. Oh, seriously, have people got nothing better to do than whinge? I can't talk, I'm on the internet doing it. Shannon said, I thought there wasn't going to be a live today. I underestimated the sneakiness. I Am Kai said, lol, shrimp are bugs, by the way. Yeah, we call them prawns. Yep, Kai, bottom eaters don't like them, said Simone. Xenotron said, MJ have been scouting around today for some boulders that might be able to dig a cave under or something. Checkered Past said, we all met and decided to do a live, but not tell you, Shannon. I Am Kai said, yep, scavengers like eating a buzzard. Zena said, I've acquired a sling for hunting, but I have to learn how to use it. Simone said, haven't tried buzzard, lol. Shannon said, fresh cooked eggs on ham and cheese toasting. Oh, Shannon. I got all that too. I could go and do that right now. In fact, I'm going to have to shortly. Simone said, yum, Shannon. Checkered Past said, I've ate crow metaphorically. I Am Kai said, Zena, practice till you're sick of it. Then keep on practicing. Only way to get good. Shannon said, it's okay, Checkered. I'm at work, so I probably would have missed it anyway. Xenotron said, my car got bogged in the driveway when I was walking down to get it. There was a 4-metre python crossing in front of me. I had a dream about snakes. What the hell? You just made me realise that I had a dream about all these snakes. All different ones. Like coming towards me between trees and things. Probably my front yard. We get snakes here. Xenotron said, I stood there for 15 minutes. He, she didn't move and neither did I. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Stay still. Do not do anything. I Am Kai said, Checkered, me too. Xenotron said, yes, Kai, I'm a firm believer in wax on, wax off. Xena said, with no specific required outcome. Shannon says, Socrates is good. Muskie still helping me with the chooks. It's trying to be moist here. It's very moist here. Checkered Past said, you have the best pets, Tron. Xenotron said, suddenly you can do it. I did that with the guitar. MJ said, Cena, girl, you got to run on one hip, knife on the other. You got a gun on one hip, knife on the other. I Am Kai said, Zena, I'd have put distance into that deal. Simone said, me too, Kai. Came face to face with a brown snake. It didn't move. I did, fast. Yeah, me and my son were walking through one of the tracks up here one day. It was out the back of one of my other houses. And we were just walking and talking, and next thing you know, we both stopped. There was a big brown, oh no, it was a red or yellow belly snake in front of us, sunbaking. And we just both stopped. And I slowly started putting my feet like going backwards, you know. And so did my son. And then when we were far enough away, just keeping an eye on it, we turned and walked away again. And it slithered off, you know. Checkered Past said Soup Nazi would have banned that person. I would have loved to see the Soup Nazi deal with that girl. Xenotron said, not if we were on the back of a giant turtle and it just changed flippers as it swims through the outer oceans on the other side of the firmament. MJ said, Xena, maybe some pet mongooses. Shannon said, the roosters must have been fighting yesterday and snapped off one of the taps, water shooting skyward on the plus side. It got me the day off work. Yeah. Checkered Past said, I'm a few minutes behind on the TV. Susie says, oh my, giddy aunt, Hev's on. When did you start? No notice. Figures. Oh, hey, Susie, how you going? I am Kai said, last snake I saw was at the corner of the house, a water moccasin. He reared up and got a 22 round in the roof of his mouth. Yeah, that's what I'd do with snakes. People up here want you to, don't kill them, don't kill them. And I'm like, fuck that, I'm going to kill them. If it comes near me, I'm killing it. I'll get a shovel and chop his freaking head off, mate. Oh, seriously. Hey, Conchega Yowie, how you going? Shannon said, where is Alex? Do you think she tripped and hit her head and her cat's eating her as we speak? Oh, God, Shannon, I hope not. No, she's probably just busy or she could be asleep. She might have needed a nice early night. Sarah said, Ari the snake. I didn't take my camera with me. Regret it. Would have been the best footage. Checkered Past said, caught a king snake in the coop, fed 2 chickens. That jumped again. Shivers, where am I? Oh, okay, I'm around here somewhere. MJ said, Susie, I didn't get a notification except when I clicked on her name right before. Xenotron said, just realised I was only on top chat. Sorry, peeps, if I missed some stuff. Everyone's saying hello. Susie's saying hello. Checkered Past or out to lunch, said Nick Kerr, yeah, yell that in the hood, careful. Sal said, g'day Shannon Susie. Kachegi Yowie said, gun legislation is only pertinent to the person, not man or woman. Hey Edwin, how you going? Blessings, Miss Heaven, our utmost respect always. Oh, God love you, Edwin. Susie said, Checkered Past was the name of Steve Jones' band. Susie said, so nice to see yous all. Checkered Past says, but I'm always out to lunch. Yes, we know, Checkered Past is out to lunch. Menacing Muskrat said, Shannon Spear, how is socks? Everyone's saying hello to Edwin. I am Kai said, if I start a rock band, I'd call it Burst Hemorrhoid, sorry. I am Kai said, a real pain in the you-know-what. Checkered Past said, bloody right, pal. Conchega Yowie said, Shannon, what type of chooks? I have Silky and Australorps, Red Rock and Heritage Mix. Oh, I have Isa Browns, 6 of them. Susie said, what does it mean when you have a dream about your teeth falling out? I don't know, but I had that dream many, many years ago. Then they did, so. I don't know, it's supposed to mean something other than your teeth falling out. I don't know. Stu says, snakes will bite you if you mess with them. That's about it, though. Conchega Yowie said, I am Kai. Are you Kiwi with the Rick band? Edwin said, snake dream means hidden enemies. God always bless you. Be safe always, Miss Heaven. You too, Edwin. Shannon said, I have some new chicks percolating. If all goes well, there should be 17. Really? You got babies again? Oh. Stu said, yeah, I got a chat through. Zena said, Ari the snake, I was hoping it wasn't some kind of sign or warning. I thought actually it was still because it was shedding its skin. Maybe we're being shown more snakes. But Edwin was saying it's like it's an enemy. Means hidden enemies. We all have hidden enemies, we know. They're coming out as we speak. And there'll be more and more exposure. I am Kai said, no, autocorrect hates me, American native half-breed. Susie said, snakes for me are always, you know who, with the pitchfork. Zena said, I might turn into, what is it? What's your name who lived in the boat on Lost? Checkered Past said, Susie, are you self-conscious? MJ said, send Hev pic Shannon. Love chickies. Yeah, of the little chickens. Kanchagi said, Susie, it means you're having thoughts about your health. George said, I know I'm not a lizard. I know you're not too, George. Shannon said, the chicks are still cooking, not done yet. It's only been 2 weeks or so. Zal said, on YouTube. Stu said, hi everyone. But that's why they bite people, Hev. Just leave them be. Flyby Stu said, Susie, I'd say it means you've been eating too many sweets, in my opinion. Kanchegi Yowie said, Shannon, heading towards 50. Stu said, yeah, let them be, yeah. Shannon said, that's exactly what a filthy lizard would say, George. Iron Kai said, Susie, could mean you're worried about a possible loss of importance. Stu said, Andrews on YouTube, day 3, commission in Melbourne on YouTube. Ah, okay. So Daniel Andrews is being looked at by a commission, is he? Are they going to let him go this time again, or are they going to try and do something about it, you know? Susie said, not self-conscious or worried about health, but this week felt a bit disempowered. George said, okay, Shannon lol. Stu said, Yahoo finally got the message, though. I Kai said, Susie, that's it, feeling powerless. MJ said, when they share pics, Shannon. Yeah, if you share pics with me, I'll show everyone, Shannon. Susie said, yeah, Kai had a flash of memory that was sad. Childhood stuff didn't have much power then. Menacing Muskrat said, remember Trump's snake poem? Lots of meaning in that poem. Yes, I do remember. Don't bring it inside. It'll bite you. And you'll wonder why. Because it's a bloody snake. Kanchega Yowie said, have a new clutch of 2 chicks and waiting on some Easter eggers, fertilised eggs to put under my broody chicks. Checkered Past says, Kai sounds feasible, thinking you are. MJ said, Susie, I'm sending you hugs. Stu said, we've got tiger snakes and browns here everywhere. Caught 8 one season around the place. Xenotron said, oh, the teeth means that you're going to lose a friend or you will be betrayed in some way. This could go either way, but don't take me seriously just in case I'm wrong. Just experience, that's all. I Am Kai said, Susie, this place is just a temporary thing. Try and ignore it. Susie said, MJ, thank you, lovely. Sina said, snakes can't see, they see with their tongue. Yes, they feel the vibrations in the air with it, don't they? Or smell or something, I don't know. Zal said, take a look at Jeff Mara podcast, the last couple of guests, Lisa Harrison, Darius Wright, and the latest podcast too. Why, what's going on there, Zal? Where's my pen? I don't even know where my pen's gone anymore. Oh, hang on. What's the name of it? Jeff Mara. MJ said, rules for thee, but not for me. Yeah, exactly. That's what all our governments think. Rules for you guys, but none for us. Xenotron said, tongue. That's why you stand still. They think you're a tree. Just stand like this then. Oh. Shannon said, they keep laying in front of a broody hen, so hopefully it's not going to collect a real Easter egg. Stu said, it's on YouTube, day 3, Melbourne hearings. Oh, okay, yes. Kanchega said, found 21 under a broody chook. The hens just keep topping up. Susie said, Kai, things are changing so much so quickly for the good. It's going to get better. I can feel it. I think so too, really. Shannon said, they taste the air and feel vibrations. Also, they can see thermal like Predator. Get to the chopper. I Am Kai said, Susie, yes, and soon the change will be rough, but worth the trouble. Xenotron said, that's the heat their tongue senses. It's the heat. Okay. There you go. Susie said, so how do we feel about Oliver Anthony? Stu said, taipans have independent moving eyes that adjust to light like ours do. Be careful of taipans. Hey, Roscoe, how you going? Xenotron said, I agree, Susie. John Miller said it's a man. Roscoe's saying hello to everyone in the chat. Oliver Anthony. I like his song. I like his songs. He seems like a good bloke. Yeah. George said things will get worse before things get better. Yeah, we've got like things that are going to happen that we know that when they're backed into a corner, they're going to try and fight back because they don't want all this to come out. Can Checky Yowie said, Stu, Cold Chisel have a good song about the taipan? Okay, well with that, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to leave it there for today, but I'll be back tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, I'll be back. Hopefully I'll see you there. Roscoe said, UFC, yeah, come on AU. Iron Kai said, George is correct, got to tear it all down. Well, some of the, whether they do it with the lasers or nukes, right, they could, we've heard they're going to take out some buildings. So, is that the, like, are they going to use that as the excuse for it? Susie said 2 months ago no one had heard it of Ollie Anthony. Zeta said, wasn't he at Burning Man? Was he? I'll have to find out. May God, the creator of creation, bless and keep us all, and may the force be with you. And with that, I'm going to go, guys. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay? Okay, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.